I was 19, stumbling through my first semester at a community college in this sleepy suburb outside Chicago. Mom and I lived in a cramped 2-bedroom apartment that always smelled like her cheap lavender candles, the kind that she bought in bulk from Walmart to cover up the stale air. She was a single mom, working double shifts at the diner downtown, always coming home with grease stains on her uniform and that exhausted smile that she plastered on for me. Dad had split when I was 5, and she'd raised me alone ever since, dating a string of losers who never stuck around. I guess that's why I turned out the way I did. Nerdy, awkward, the kind of guy who buried himself in sci-fi books and old video games instead of parties or girls. College was supposed to be a fresh start, but it felt like high school all over again. I'd shuffle into the building every morning, my baggy hand-me-down jeans sagging, my faded hoodie hiding the fact that I hadn't bothered with a haircut in months. Head down, I'd pass groups of guys laughing and shoving each other, their snickers following me like shadows. "Look at that freak," one would mutter, just loud enough for me to hear. I'd pretend not to notice, eyes glued to the cracked linoleum floor. In lectures, I'd sit in the back, scribbling notes on quantum physics or whatever, but mostly doodling aliens in the margins. Lunch was me alone in the corner of the cafeteria, picking at a soggy sandwich, whispering to myself about plot holes in Star Wars. No one talked to me. Why would they? I didn't make eye contact, didn't join clubs. I was invisible, a ghost haunting the halls. After classes, I'd head straight home, lock myself in my room, and stare out the window at the gray Illinois sky. God, I wish I had a friend. I'd mumble to the empty air, my voice cracking a little. Mom would knock sometimes, her voice tired through the door. "Honey, dinner's ready. You okay in there?" I'd yell back that I was fine, but she knew I wasn't. Her face always looked so worried, lines etched deeper from years of scraping by. One afternoon, everything changed. It was a Thursday, I think, overcast, the kind of day where the wind bites through your clothes. I left campus early, cutting through the path that skirted the wooded area behind the old mill. The trees loomed like silent giants, their leaves crunching under my sneakers. And that's when I saw him. A scruffy mutt bounding out of the underbrush, tongue lolling, tail whipping like a helicopter. He dropped a bone at my feet. Big, knobby, like from a deer or something, and he shook off the dirt, spraying me with mud. "Hey, boy," I said, kneeling down, my heart pounding with this weird excitement. No one ever approached me like that. I reached out, and he let me pet his wiry fur, leaning into my hand. For a second, I felt happy, normal. Then he barked sharp, grabbed my pant leg in his teeth, and tugged hard before darting back into the woods, bone clamped in his jaws. "Wait! Come back!" I shouted, scrambling after him without thinking. The sky darkened as I plunged deeper, branches snagging my clothes. The dog vanished, and suddenly I was lost, heart racing, the air thick with the smell of damp earth. I tripped over a root, or what I thought was a root, and face planted into leaves. Groaning, I pushed up and saw it. Pile of bones scattered haphazardly, white and weathered. And, sticking out of the dirt, the top of a skull, small and round, like it belonged to someone my age. Curiosity hit me like a wave. I dug with my hands, dirt caking under my nails until I pulled out the skull. It stared back with empty sockets, but it didn't scare me. It felt familiar. A little ways off, under a mound of leaves, I spotted a faded backpack, half buried. Glancing between the bones and the bag, a smile crept onto my face. This was meant for me. I unzipped the backpack. Inside, some moldy clothes, a water bottle, and a notebook with Austin scrawled on the cover in Sharpie. "Austin," I whispered, like saying it made him real. I gathered the bones, ribs, femurs, whatever I could find, stuffing most into the backpack, the rest into mine. They clattered softly as I shouldered both bags and retraced my steps. Somehow, the woods spit me back out onto the path in minutes, like they had been waiting to release me. Mom was pacing when I got home, her apron still on from work. "Where the hell have you been? It's almost dark! I was about to call the cops!" I just grinned, this goofy smile that I couldn't wipe off. "I was with my friend, Austin." Her eyes widened, confusion mixing with relief. "A friend? Really? Oh, honey, that's great!" She hugged me quick, smelling like fryer oil, before I bolted upstairs. In the room, door locked, I pulled out the bones. Using wire from my desk drawer and a hanger from the closet, I assembled him like in my biology textbook. Skeleton hanging there, skull perched on top. "Hey, Austin," I said, stepping back. "Welcome home." For the next few days, life felt different. I'd wake up smiling, chat with Austin while getting ready. "College sucks, man, but at least I got you now." At the college, I still kept to myself, but I didn't feel so alone. Mom noticed, too. Over breakfast one morning, she said, "You seem happier. Tell me about this Austin kid." "He's cool," I replied, shoveling cereal. "We hang out after class. Talks a lot about adventures." She beamed. "I'm so glad, sweetie. You deserve friends." One afternoon, I came home to screams echoing from upstairs. I dropped my bag and ran up, hard in my throat. Mom was in my room, backed against the wall, pointing at the closet. "What the f*** is that? Oh my god, what have you done?" Austin hung there, wire glinting in the light. "Mom, that's Austin, my friend." She whirled on me, face pale, tears streaming. "That's a skeleton! Human bones! Where did you get this? Are you insane? No, he's real! I found him in the woods! He's my only friend!" I was crying now, snot running, voice breaking. "Please, don't take him away!" "Get rid of it, now!" she shrieked, grabbing my arm. "This is sick! You're crazy! You need help!" I yanked free, rage boiling up. She wanted to take him? After everything? "You don't understand. You've got your boyfriends coming and going like I'm not even here. Jamie, that asshole from the bar? Yeah, I know about him." "Don't you dare! Get that thing out or I'm calling the police!" I stormed to my desk and yanked open my laptop. "Fine, but look at this first." I pulled up the folder, hidden deep, encrypted. Videos that I'd secretly recorded over the years. There she was with Jamie, going wild, screaming his name. Mom gasped, hand over her mouth. How did... "I've got more," I said, voice cold. "With Mike, with that guy from work last year. Whole library. I'll upload them all to Reddit. Tag your name, your work. Everyone will see what a freak you are." She collapsed onto the bed, sobbing. "Please, no, I'm your mother. Why would you do this?" "Because Austin stays," I snarled. "He's all I have. You take him, I ruin you." She looked up, broken. Okay. He stays. Just delete them." "I won't. Insurance." I closed the laptop, heart pounding, but triumphant. Things settled after that. Uneasy peace. Mom avoided my room, her eyes hollow when she looked at me. But she didn't fight. A week later, we sat at dinner. Spaghetti she had made, her hands shaking as she served. Austin was there too, propped in a chair at the table, skull grinning blankly. "Pass the salt, Austin?" I said, chuckling to myself.